Hello everybody, it's Blue Jay Artist, and today we are going to do a rant on the worst parents. Before we start, I just need to point out that, I may miss some characters, or like in my clans rant, I forgot, like, leaders or whatever, but I'm not gonna do it over again. Unless I really have anything interesting to say, I'm really not gonna redo it. Like, I'll probably realize it myself and make a separate rant later. I appreciate you telling me what I forgot, but please don't go all of my rants just saying that. And I am going to, I'm trying to get through rant requests the best I can, but like I said in my last video, they take a long time. Rants don't just come out, like, really fast. They take time. And I don't have all the time in the world to do them. So, yeah, we're gonna get started. So I tried to go in chronological order and I was making the list of my opinion. This is my opinion, okay? If you have a different opinion, that's fine. But this is my opinion of the worst parents. Like I said, I tried to go in chronological order, but it did not work. So I'm just going to start at what I have at the top of the list, which is Stormtail, sorry. Now, if you don't know who Stormtail is, he is the father of Blue Star and Snowfur, and you probably don't remember because he was not around at all. Like, that scene in Blue Star's prophecy when they're, like, waiting for him to come, and Blue Kid is really excited, and she's like, oh, I get to see my father. And then he comes, and he's like, oh, you've grown. Goody. And he just runs away, and I'm like, okay, you do that. And after Moonflower dies, did you guys see him mourning for her? I'm pretty sure he did not even mourn for her. I think he was with Dapplepelt or Tail. No, it was Dabbletail. Yeah, he was off with Dabbletail, and so stupid. And I nominated him for one of the worst parents because he abandoned his mate and his kids and just went off with someone else. Didn't mourn for the loss of his mate. And that's really it about him. Rainflower. This is obvious. Rainflower is one of the worst mothers in the books, and I have multiple reasons behind it. Let's say your son, or really, I don't know, like your brother or whatever, somebody you love, has something, like, let's say they get in a fight and there's a giant scar on their face. Would you just reject them because they looked ugly? Well, then you're not Rainflower, because that's what she exactly did to Crooked Star. So basically, he broke his jaw, and she was all like, well, he's ugly now, and I can't love him if he's ugly. He has to be a Victoria's Secrets model, or like those guys from, I don't remember the store, but he has to be a supermodel and look fabulous, and he can't look like anything else. He has to be handsome and perfect. If you love your son, you should accept him for who he is. I am sorry, but that is being a bad parent. Moving on, Sandgorst. Now, you probably don't know who I'm talking about if you haven't read Tall Star's Revenge, which is a very good book. I have a Tall Star's Revenge rant, so you should go check that out. I have the review on there. Sandgorst, let's put this in perspective. This is the same case, kind of like with Rainflower. His son didn't want to be what his father wanted him to be, and so he basically became very distant from Tall Paw, and didn't really didn't care for him that much, just because he didn't, Tall Tail or Tall Paw, Tall Star, whatever, didn't want to be what Tall Horse wanted him to be. Your son is an own individual who should make his own choices. I'm sorry, but you don't control his life. Once he's an apprentice, or even now he's a warrior, you really shouldn't be in control of him. It's very, very, control freak-like. And it seemed like their relationship was better once Sandgorst was in StarClan, but I'm still counting him as a bad parent because he was pretty much a bad parent almost his whole life until he died. Lizard Stripe. Now, you probably also don't know who I'm talking about unless you recall the story from one of the guides, or if you've read Yellowfang's Secret, on when Yellowfang brought Broken Kid back to camp, and Raggy Star was like, "Oh, Broken Kid, oh, I love you," and Lizard Stripe was all like, "Oh, what the frick is that? It looks really, really gross and ugh, like, oh," and she cracks all these jokes about like, "Oh, I wouldn't have these brats if Tom's had kits. I would not. If I would have Mudclaw have these kits instead." So she's just really like, she shouldn't even be a mother. Like, she really doesn't take control of her kids. When Broken Kid gets bullied, she doesn't even like do anything about it, and it's just bad. Really, that's all. That's with Lizard Stripe. Clear Sky. Clear Sky is the father of Thunder and was made to Storm, and Storm died, so he became depressed because it seems like every cat he comes close to dies. And if you've read Thunder Rising, then you know that he kind of rejected Thunder and did all that stuff. So he's not a good father. Tiger Star. Tiger Star was the father of many kids, and he trained one of his sons to be evil and the other one to be good, but basically he made one evil. Who else? Crowfeather. Crowfeather is obvious. I obviously don't need to explain that. Left Leaf Pool with kits. Not a good father to bleed spout in the slightest. And the last one is Millie. You guys already know about Millie. My most popular rant is about Millie. So that's it. I'm sorry if I went kind of quick, but the rest of those were kind of like self-explanatory. So, bye.